Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden pattern governing everything we see and experience in life? Imagine for a moment that the universe follows a set of unwritten laws not created by humans, but by a cosmic force beyond our understanding. These universal laws don't punish or reward. Instead, they guide us toward deeper understanding and greater fulfillment. What if these laws have already shaped your past and are currently molding your future? And more importantly, what if you could use them to illuminate your present? These questions prompt us to reflect on how universal laws impact our daily lives. And the answer is clear: by understanding them, we can not only gain knowledge but also experience a profound internal transformation. The first law is the Law of Divine Oneness. This principle states that we are all connected, part of an infinite divine energy far greater than our individual selves. It teaches us that every thought, every action, and every word we express resonates beyond us, affecting the vast web of the universe. It's the realization that your life, mine, and every being's existence are intricately intertwined. Before we continue, if this content is helping you better understand how universal laws can transform your life, take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This simple act helps us continue bringing valuable insights and teachings about spirituality and self-awareness. Together we can expand this wisdom and reach more people who, like you, are seeking balance and growth. We're counting on you. Acknowledging this law means realizing that no one is truly alone. We're all sharing this life experience. We're not just drops in the ocean, we are the ocean contained within each drop. By accepting that everything we perceive comes from the same divine source, love, compassion, and kindness become the most natural responses to any situation. Treating others with respect and empathy isn't just an act of goodwill, it's a reflection of our essential unity. This law embodies the golden rule: treat others as you would like to be treated. But how can we apply this principle in our daily lives? Start by recognizing the divine spark in every person you encounter. Each interaction is an opportunity to express kindness, understanding, and compassion. When you speak, let your words reflect your awareness of this deep connection. And when you listen, do so with the empathy that comes from knowing we are all united in the same experience. The next law is the Law of Vibration. This principle teaches us that everything in the universe, from the largest galaxies to the tiniest particles, is in constant motion and vibration. Even your thoughts and emotions vibrate at unique frequencies. Nothing stays still, everything is in flow. Do you want to attract more abundance into your life? Then you need to tune yourself to the vibration of abundance. Do you long for more love? You must elevate your frequency to that of love, which is the highest vibration of all. Have you ever wished to attract a specific person or achieve a concrete goal? According to the law of vibration, both must be aligned on the same frequency. To manifest what you desire, you need to tune your energy to what you seek. If you want to reach the stars, you must first feel like one. Understanding this law completely transforms the way you perceive yourself and your role in the world. We are not merely physical beings moving through life. We are energetic entities vibrating at different frequencies, and these vibrations influence our experiences, relationships, and ultimately, our reality. You think about your thoughts and emotions. When you're filled with joy and optimism, you feel light, radiant, almost as if you're vibrating at a higher frequency. On the other hand, when sadness or negativity overwhelms you, you feel heavy, dense, as if your vibration has lowered. This brings us to the next law, the Law of Correspondence. This law teaches us that what happens inside of you is reflected in your external world. It tells us that your thoughts and emotions directly affect your reality. As within, so without, this law proclaims. Think about those days when you feel at peace and everything seems to flow around you. Now compare that to moments when you feel overwhelmed, external chaos seems to multiply. What you experience in your surroundings is a reflection of your internal state. Facing this truth is powerful. You are the architect of your own reality. You have the power to change your outer world by adjusting your inner state. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you project create the canvas that becomes your daily life. The things you focus on and the mental patterns you follow are what ultimately manifest in your everyday experience. To transform your reality, you must first transform your inner being, and what surrounds you will change accordingly. This is where another powerful law comes into play, the law of attraction. This principle asserts that like attracts like. Whatever you focus on, whether positive or negative, you draw towards you. It's not just a philosophy but a truth recognized by ancient civilizations, quantum scientists, and successful individuals around the world. Just like the law of vibration, the law of attraction teaches that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Moreover, this law insists that you must truly believe you can attain what you desire. Have you ever wondered why you want something but it simply doesn't come into your life? If you desire wealth but deep down doubt you can achieve it, it's like being a wave adrift, pushed by the wind. You can't expect to attract what you don't believe you deserve or can achieve. In the same way, if you aim for good health, you must treat your body with the care it requires as if your well-being depended on it. To attract financial abundance, generosity is key. Give without expecting anything in return, and the money will flow back to you. If you want love, you must first learn to love yourself and those around you. This is where the law of inspired attraction comes into play. This principle teaches us that it's not enough to simply visualize or affirm our desires. While these steps are important, true change only happens when we take action. But this isn't just any action, it must be inspired action. That means actions that arise from a place of alignment with our deepest desires, guided by intuition and an internal connection to our true self. The law of inspired attraction acts as the driving force that transforms our dreams into reality. While the law of attraction helps you align your thoughts and emotions with what you want to desire, this law pushes you to move toward those goals. It's the bridge that connects the intangible world of ideas with the material world of manifestations. And if you want to dive deeper into this journey of self-discovery, don't forget to download my ebook Divine Essence, Rediscovering the Inner Self and Spiritual Peace. The link is in the description. It's essential to understand that inspired action doesn't feel forced. It doesn't come from fear or desperation. On the contrary, it's a joyful, natural, and fluid movement toward what you want. It's when you feel so motivated and excited about your vision that taking that step forward becomes an act of enthusiasm, not obligation. You don't act because you have to, you act because you deeply want to. And that's the true power of inspiration. This leads us to the law of transmutation of energy. This principle states that everything in the universe, including your emotions, thoughts, and words, is made of energy. And as science has shown, energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only transforms. If you want to go deeper on this path of self-discovery, don't forget to download my e-book Essentia Divina, Redescobrindo o Interior e a Paz Spiritual. The link is in the description. Every thought or emotion you experience doesn't just vanish, it becomes something you send out into the universe. This law reminds us that our thoughts, both positive and negative, are the seeds of what we will eventually experience. In other words, you are constantly creating your reality through what you think and feel. This is why it's so vital to consciously choose thoughts and emotions that reflect what you truly want to attract. If you get stuck in negative thinking, those thoughts can transform into challenging situations. The key is to act quickly. When you realize you're falling into a negative mindset, shift that energy by replacing it with positive thoughts that guide you toward what you truly want to experience. Act swiftly before the negative thought becomes your reality. This is where the law of cause and effect comes into play. This principle teaches us that what you give is what you receive. Every action you take, every word you speak eventually returns to you. It's the natural cycle of the universe, often known as the law of karma. Everything that happens in your life has a reason. Events don't occur by chance, but as a result of the actions you've taken in the past. If you sow good deeds, you will reap rewards. If you act with negativity, you will face the consequences. For every action, there is always an equivalent reaction. Understanding this law empowers you to change your destiny. If you want different outcomes, you must start by changing the actions that trigger those effects. You can't expect to harvest mangoes if you've planted apples. You can't expect to receive love if what you've sown is hatred. What you send out into the universe will eventually return to you. If you give love, you will receive love. If you share your abundance, abundance will flow back to you. Everything you do or say leaves a mark on the universe. And even though you may not see the immediate return, that energy will eventually come back to you, either to reward you or to face you with the consequences of your actions. This leads us to the law of compensation. This principle is intrinsically connected to the law of a vibration, the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, and the law of energy transmutation. Essentially, it states that you will be rewarded in direct proportion to the value offered to others in the world. The principle is clear. What you give to the world, whether in material or spiritual terms, will eventually return to you in the same measure. This doesn't only apply to money or material possessions, it also extends to love, friendship, joy, and peace. If you spread love without reservation, you will find love. If you share joy, you will experience more joy in your life. And then there's the law of relativity. This principle teaches us that nothing in life is inherently good or bad. Everything depends on the perspective you choose to adopt. The experiences you have and the situations you face don't carry absolute value. What matters is the meaning you assign to them. This law encourages you to look beyond your immediate circumstances and adopt a broader perspective. It invites you to see your experiences not as isolated difficulties or successes, but as part of a bigger picture where everything has its purpose and place in your personal development. What might seem like a monumental challenge to you could be a minor test for someone else. Likewise, something you consider a small achievement might be someone else's biggest dream. The law of relativity teaches us that we don't need to label every event in our lives. Instead of judging whether something is good or bad, we can see it as the result of a previous cause, just another consequence in the natural flow of the universe. Every experience you live is, at its core, neutral. It is our mind that decides to give it a positive or negative meaning. This perspective gives you the power to interpret the events in your life in a more constructive light. In this way, you can choose how to react to what happens. Next, we have the law of polarity. This principle states that everything in the universe has two extremes, two opposite poles. Every aspect of life has its contrast. Just as there is a beginning, there is also an end. The physical world we live in has its spiritual counterpart. Similarly, we have the North Pole and the South Pole, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. These apparent differences are nothing more than varying degrees within the same concept. For example, heat and cold are simply opposite extremes of what we call temperature. In the same way, what we perceive as good or bad are not absolutes but rather different degrees of morality. In your daily life, the law of polarity teaches that even in the darkest moments, there is always the potential for light. In your greatest challenges, there is always a seed of opportunity waiting to be discovered. Even in your moments of deepest sadness, the capacity for joy remains present, waiting for the right moment to resurface. This leads us to the law of rhythm. The universe follows a natural flow, a cycle that shall be interrupted. This law teaches us that everything moves in patterns and cycles, like a pendulum swinging back and forth, or the seasons changing from winter to summer. Just as the day turns into night and the ocean waves ebb and flow, everything in life follows this same rhythm. Your life is also subject to these natural rhythms. There will be times of intense activity and moments of rest, seasons of growth, and periods of calm. There will be moments of great joy and times of sadness as well. The law of rhythm reminds us that patience is key. Problems arise when we try to force things to happen prematurely, outside of their natural cycle. Chaos and frustration come when we try to control the uncontrollable. If you allow things to flow at their own pace, you'll avoid much of the stress and disappointment that comes from trying to push the natural course of events. Finally, we arrive at the law of gender. The law of gender doesn't refer to being male or female, but to the masculine and feminine energies that exist within each of us and throughout the universe. Regardless of our gender, it is crucial to understand the interaction between these two opposing forces that coexist in harmony. Neither of these energies is superior or inferior. They are simply complementary, working together to create balance in our lives. Understanding the law of gender allows us to appreciate the importance of finding that internal balance. It teaches us that in order to reach our full potential, we must learn to harmonize both the masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. It's not about being less of a man or less of a woman, but about accepting and embracing both aspects of our nature to become whole being. Masculine energy is associated with action, logic, and focus, while feminine energy is connected to intuition, creativity, and receptivity. Both sides are equally valuable and necessary for a balanced life. When we are able to integrate these energies, we align with the natural flow of the universe, allowing us to live more fully and consciously. These universal laws are ancient and have been understood by wise people across cultures throughout time. Those who live in accordance with them understand that rather than swimming against the current, it's about flowing with the rhythm of the universe. Ignoring these laws doesn't bring punishment in the traditional sense, but it can make life feel like a constant struggle, as if we're resisting the very fabric of the universe. When you don't follow these laws, it's as if you're fighting against the way the world is designed to work. Life can become harder not because someone is punishing you, but because swimming against the current of the universe naturally creates resistance and frustration. By accepting and applying these laws in your daily life, you align yourself with cosmic order, allowing you to live with greater peace and fulfillment. And if you want to dive deeper into this path of self-discovery, don't forget to download my ebook, Divine Essence, Rediscovering the Inner Self and Spiritual Peace. The link is in the description below. I hope this video has helped you better understand the universal laws and how to apply them to your life. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the content we're preparing for you. Speaking of upcoming content, in our next video we'll dive even deeper into how to transform your reality by applying these laws in your daily life. Don't miss it. Click here to watch and continue your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth.